So guys, I taught people here about giving people the second chance in your life. It depends. It is not about a girlfriend or a boyfriend, but giving people the second chance. Sometimes it's your family members. They have done some gross misconduct towards you. Sometimes you are sending money back home, and then the people back home misused your money, and they are here back again, knocking your door. What are you going to do? As a person, in that time when I was teaching, I taught people on how to understand and how to find it as a human being to give people the second chance on a benefit of doubt. But yesterday I talked about something else that happens with the second chances. You see, when people come back into our lives, for example, before they come back, when you start a relationship, when you start a business, when you are born in a certain family, when you get into a certain community, a job, a company, maybe school or a church or a group, women group, men group, youth groups, anything, you get into this circle and you start working with them. I'm watching from Dubai and I'm from Uganda. Trisha Wako, thanks for coming. Trisha, watching from South Africa, that is Red Rose. Thanks for coming, sweetheart. And I hope this is going to bless you, somebody who's watching me tonight. Guys, if you get into any kind of a union, be it anything, a society, any kind of a community, we always enter into these communities so that we can get something good, so that we can improve ourselves. You set a relationship because you feel that you are mature enough, to Tiffany, I can see you, Tiffany, watching from Saudi Arabia and is from Kenya. I can see you. Thanks for coming. So you feel that you have grown up. You feel like you have made yourself ready for that kind of a relationship, and you get into it. And you start a relationship with a man or a woman. You start a relationship with a company, like you are an employee and you start working there. And then something happened in between. And you decide that you are quitting your job. Something happens in between. You decide that you are going to quit this relationship. You are no longer going to be part of this relationship. You're either going to divorce, you're either going to break up, you're either going to stop it, you're either going to stop giving money to your family, because that is also a relationship. For example, the most of the people who watch here are the people who support their families. It is not a must you are abroad or somewhere else. You could be back home in South Africa, in Kenya, in USA, in Canada, or in France, or maybe you are in Uganda or Tanzania, but you're not at home. You are in the capital city trying to work hard to make a living for your family. Your family all solely depend on you, and without you dipping into your pockets, they cannot get food. So you become that kind of a person. You're supporting your family. You're giving them what you have. The little you earn, you give them. The little you have, Then something happens in between. The much you are giving, they are not using it as per decision or as per agreement. Sometimes you tell them that I will be sending to you, 100 or maybe $1,000 US, and out of $1,000 you will have to use 300 in a daily upkeep, and 300 you'll have to keep it and save it in an account, and then 300 you'll have to sort out the issues, school fees and blah blah blah, and then the remaining 100 US we can keep it in the National Health Service like NHIF. Okay, so for insurance of that sort. So every time they keep on telling you that everything is done right, I'm giving this story so that I get you to understand why I talked about the video I did yesterday talking about do not forgive people without scrutinizing them to know why they are coming to you for the second chance. Because some people come into our life for the second chance, not because they have realized their mistakes, but because they have seen that just because we were foolish that time before, maybe we are still foolish. So they want to come for the second time to destroy you for the second time and make sure that you totally go down. So I'm not using an example of a love relationship, but I'm using an example of a family setup. You have been sending that money home and giving instruction, and every time they tell you that things have been done the same as you have advised. your vacation comes, or maybe you feel like, okay, I'll come from Nairobi, I'll come from Kampala, I'll come from Freetown or Kigali, or maybe you'll come from Arusha, Tanzania, or maybe California. You're going back to your family. When you take a flight, for example, from Dubai or from Saudi Arabia, you've been sending money home, you've been doing everything, you've been sorting them out, and then you take a flight and you move to Kenya. You get home, and unfortunately, the first thing that these people tell you is that, you have been sending money, but unfortunately, we took that money and we used it to solve this, that. So somebody is asking, YouTube. I don't know what was the question before. Guys, can I just talk for the next 20 minutes? Then you can ask me the question so that I don't pass your question, guys. When I'm teaching, I don't always like to be asked questions because I won't be able to read your comments. So just give me 20 minutes and then I'll be taking questions. I miss it, but I'll watch it on YouTube. Okay, all right, okay. That's what you're saying. All right. So you reach home and your parents tell you that, you see, the money that you have been sending us to save in your account, we used it to treat so-and-so, which is okay. It's a good thing. They saved somebody's life. They took your money and paid a bill in hospital. The question that you want to ask your parents, did you ask me? No. Did you consult with the owner, the person who is fighting there, the person who's taking all the energies to make this money? No. Were you, in a way connected to the person whose bill was being paid? No. A situation has occurred. Your trust has been broken. The trust that you bestowed on your family has been broken. So you have to fight to either get this trust or forget about the trust. So the question is, what are you going to do? Last time I taught here and I was teaching about giving people the second chance, which is automatically right. But now, once this happens, absolutely you are going to cross roads with your parents and your families, and you will not eat in the same plate. In fact, some of the people that I know that I've talked to, in fact, one of them came live here telling us, not only me, that she's not been talking to her parents for now 2 years because her parents misused her money. All the money that she sent, they used without consulting her. So your roads have already been crossed. You will take a flight and come back to Saudi Arabia. My question is, when your parents come back and call you and tell you that, you know what, Sarah, you know what, Mary, you know what, Vivian, you know what, Ryle, you know what, Esther, we were wrong. We were wrong, we did you the wrong thing, but we are here, we know it was wrong, we are now back, we want to apologize. May you find it in your heart to forgive us. Yesterday's video talked about apologies. That not every apology is true. Not every apology is real unless you scrutinize every apology to understand whether it is a real apology or it is just apology to come and take that which they have been taken from you. I used an example of a parent so that it doesn't appear like it only happens in love relationship. People can misuse you and then come back the second time and ask for forgiveness, and we forgive because the only thing that we can do as human is to forgive. The question is, once you forgive them, where are you going to put them? This is what I want to teach you today. How to forgive the best way. People who come to apologize to us every time, not all of them mean business. Not all of them come to apologize for the good of your side. Not all of them come to apologize because they have realized their mistakes. They come to apologize because they have realized that because of your absence, there is something they are not getting. Your parents might come back to apologize to you after misusing your money, because now they can't afford to pay their bills, and the only alternative they have is to come back to you. They are your parents and you have to forgive them, but you should never be a fool twice. You should never be a fool twice. I'm teaching you today that every apology is not always real. Every apology is not always true, because even the people you trust most, even the people you have given all your trust and all the things that you have in this earth, including your own children and your own parents, can fool you. Not once, not twice, even 3 times, 4 times, 20 times. They can fool you and they can use you. Be a forgiving person, but never be a fool twice in your life. Once these people come back to your life the second time, this is what I do. I ask myself these questions. How foolish was I in the first time? I was foolish such that when I got my salary, the first thing that I always thought of was my family. And I could go to a remittance shop or maybe, bank to send money back home. And I would send the bulk. You see, I've taught here last time, I was teaching about sending money home. When parents ask you money, friends ask you money. And then, we earn some tokens. We don't earn a lot of money, right? But this money, sometimes you have denied yourself to eat Laban. People who are in the Middle East know what I'm talking about when I mention Laban, when I mention some things like, some buns. There's a Laban that is in my country, Kenya. It's called yogurt, or maybe, yogurt or maziwa mala. Here it is called the Laban. So there are some people who earn their salary and they deny themselves the pleasure of eating KFC. They deny themselves the pleasure of eating McDonald's or eating some fried chicken, and send all of their money back home, and they will live for a month or weeks drinking Laban and bread, eating, cooking rice and mixing with that yogurt and eating it. And the people at home don't understand that that thing happens here where we stay. But it happens. I know people who go without food and survive only on some pinches of, a little bit of leftovers to survive, to make their families feel better. And then that family whom you have been sacrificing yourself, your energy, your stomach, your mental health and everything, doesn't understand, because you take 80,000 Kenya shillings, which appears to be a lot of money, but it's not a lot of money. You send it back home. This is your total earnings in Bahrain, in Dubai, in Saudi, in maybe Kuwait, or maybe in China, or maybe in Canada. And you deny yourself the pleasure of using that money, and you send it back home. Do you know how it is received at home? If she sent us 80,000 just to use, it means she's earning a lot of money. If he could afford to send us 120,000 at once, it means he's earning a lot of money. But you know where you are? You have been left like you have to go to a cold store somewhere where you have a book to take pads. You will pay it the next month because you have been left without money. I want you people to get me right. I don't want to make you people so hard on your families, but I want to make you guys understand that, you see, life that we live, if you don't choose right, if you don't have a mind to know how to control people, you will be misused, not because they want to misuse you, but because you are giving them to read a book that is not the right book. You are giving them the textbook that is not the right one. The book that you're supposed to be giving them, you have hidden it, and you are giving them the wrong book. This is why people come for the second time. After you go home and you find out that the money you were sending was used on something that you did not plan, and you make quarrel with your family, you separate your ways with your family, you come back to Saudi Arabia, you go back to Canada, you go back to USA, you go back to Germany, you go back to Dubai or maybe Bahrain here, and your family calls you and they tell you, we are sorry. You know, the pastor, in fact, that time they go to pastor, they go to a motivator like me, and I appear to you and I tell you, you know, this is your mother, this is your father, you have to forgive them. Naturally, as a person, even me, I will tell you, you have to forgive them. But now, I'm not telling you never to forgive them. I'm teaching you to put them at the right place. Hello? I want to make you understand where to put such kind of people. If you have a parent who doesn't understand the pain that you undergo to get that 80,000 and send it all to them, there is a place to put them the next time they come. That is my video yesterday, because I told people that every time people come to apologize to you, sometimes they come not because they have realized their mistake, but it is because they want to see if at all you are still the fool, that they fooled the past time. They want to know if at all they can still get the thing they used to get for free. So this is what happens. Once you understand what mistakes you did in the past by sending everything to your parents, you will put what we call a red line. And you will tell yourself that, hey, I'm earning barely 80,000 Kenya shillings in Dubai, in Kuwait, in Saudi, in Canada, in US. Out of these 80,000 Kenya shillings, I have to save 60,000 Kenya shillings, and 20,000 goes to my parents. Send them what belongs to them and keep what belongs to you. This is the kind of forgiveness you can give to your parents. This is the kind of forgiveness you can give to your friends. You don't forgive them by sending them the 80,000 again, because this second time it is going to pain you, and for the second time somebody might die out of this kind of pain. We are always foolish that when our parents come back and they tell us that, you know what, you are our kid, we made a mistake, we did not want to do this. And then you say, okay, mom, okay, dad, I will forgive you, I will forget it. And then you do the same mistake again and again to send them the whole amount of money, expecting that at the second round they will understand and save. They will never understand, because what they used to understand then was that you are earning a lot of money. That's why you send a total of 80,000 Kenya shillings. Their mind was given the wrong book. They read from the wrong book. They read from the wrong book, and this book, they didn't buy it. You bought this book for them.